All right. Yes, we are live today, and we're going to talk about why you are not blocked on this journey. Okay. So, this is different than what you've heard from other places. In when you're on this page, when you're following my channel, you're going to hear concepts that you don't hear anywhere else. Okay. There's a lot of misinformation out there. And I know, everyone feels like they all have it right. And, I listen to some of the stuff out there. I do not disagree. I believe they're just one aspect of the journey. Overall, everything you're experiencing is based on your experiences, okay, and your intuition, and you really being aligned with your soul. So, we're going to debunk some of this stuff because a lot of things take you away from your soul, and that's not what we're doing here. Okay, that's not the journey. The journey is a connection with your soul. So, if you are new to my channel, my name is 𝐏𝐫𝐞𝐪, and for about 8 years, I've been assisting twin flames on their journey to overcome the pain brought on by this journey and to live a soul aligned life with love and finances, okay? With love and money. So we're diving into both right now. And I am live here on YouTube. Facebook and Instagram is still loading up. All right. Instagram people will get there. All right. And I'm open to your comments, any questions that you have. And excuse the clock if you hear it back there. It goes off like every hour. All right. So let's dive in. Why are you not blocked? Okay. And so I'm going to share my screen so that you can visibly see this. Okay. And here we go. All right. Matter of fact, let me. All right. So here we are. This is my first slide here. Okay. So this is you, and this is the life you want, which is from your soul. Okay. Once again, this is you. And, see that there's an arrow pointing towards this direction, towards the life that you want. A lot of times we feel like the life we want is something that we created, is something that we're imagining. Like, is it even really possible that we can have this life? Because it feels like it's coming from inside of us, right? It is, but not from where you believe it is. Okay. The life that you want comes from your soul. Okay. And let me know if you can hear me clearly and if you're seeing me okay as well. And I currently don't. I see one person is on. Feel free to comment. If not, I'll bring the question up again. All right. So we believe that we're making this up. The relationship you're looking for, the money you want to make, the amount of money you want to make, whatever it is, you're like, I want to be the first millionaire in my family. And so a part of you might be like, okay, is that really going to happen? Is this, oh, hi, Kimberly, so glad you're here. Does that really happen? Like, is this possible? I remember this quote from Steve Harvey, which was the best. I loved it. The quote said, if you can dream it, it's meant to happen. If you can dream it, it is meant to happen. Okay. This is coming from your soul. Your soul is like, come on now. This is for you. I can go on and on about this. All right. So what happens on this journey towards the life that you want is, and I'm moving on to my next slide here, your soul is taking you there. Okay. I want you to really understand that your soul is taking you there. And I want to hear from you if you remember receiving guidance. It can be with your twin flame connection. It can be with your life purpose. It can be with whatever it is. And you're hearing some sort of guidance that says you're ready, or take this step, take this action, and things like those, right? This is your soul leading you to the experience that you feel inside of yourself, whether it's that connection with your twin flame, or lots of money, or traveling, living big house, big dreams, all this kind of stuff, whatever it is. Your soul, which already knew all this stuff is going to happen, is saying, I'm going to take you there. Okay. I'm going to take you there. And so how does it do it? Through intuition, signs, synchronicities, numbers, dreams, seeing your twin flame's name everywhere, feeling your twin flame's energy, all of this kind of stuff, right? This is how your soul is doing it. The universe cooperates. I say cooperate, right? The universe follows everything. There's your soul that's leading you, the universe providing with all kinds of support. So you're seeing all of this stuff. Let me know what you see typically, okay? If you're not seeing it, well, there may be some things that are preventing you from being able to see it. I've had clients that say, oh my goodness, 𝐿, I can hear intuitive guidance. I've never heard this before. Okay. All right. So this is how your soul is doing it. So what happens is we feel like we're losing. Okay. Why does it feel like you're losing? You're like, I don't understand. I'm seeing the signs. I'm seeing the messages. I'm doing everything I'm being guided to do, but I don't see any changes taking place. Now, I could turn this into a conscious, subconscious, your outer thoughts, your conscious thoughts, your inner child, and all this kind of stuff, because this is part of the reason. If you haven't heard about it, what happens is our conscious mind, we're aware, we know, we're destined for this connection, we're destined for this dream life, we're destined for money, but our subconscious mind says a whole lot of things. We're going to get there. And this is why it seems like you're losing, is because there's that part of yourself that says, I can't see it. I don't believe it. I'm not worthy of it. All right. So I did switch to my next screen there. I'll come back to that. So there is a record player in the background of everything saying these things. I'm losing. I'm doing everything and I'm not winning. And so it feels that way. Like a part of you is like, but I'm not supposed to lose. I feel it. I don't know why I believe this, what I believe, but I believe it, and things like those. Okay. And so the work I do is we connect with that subconscious part of yourself. We mostly do this through inner child healing, but not the way you've done it before. Okay. And I may choose to connect with someone and just have them go further into this. Matter of fact, I have a masterclass that's coming up. And during the masterclass, we're going to get to experience what's it like to really connect with this inner person and hear this inner person, because you're the one inside of you, okay, the one you've been running from. You've been running from it, okay? So I will stop sharing my screen for a moment. You've been running from that voice inside of you, that discomfort, the pain. Maybe you haven't been running. Maybe some of you, maybe you've done healing, some wonderful, excellent healing work. And you're like, I'm connected with that. All right, awesome, awesome. All right. But if there's this voice inside of you that is quietly saying something that sabotages what's happening, that wants to go off and do something different, that says, no, I'm not good enough for that, or they're not going to see me, they're going to want someone else, or money is not here. The money, if I want money, there's something evil to want like a whole lot of money, and all this kind of stuff that goes on in the background. All right. So next time I go live, we'll dive into this, or during that masterclass, you'll connect with that inner voice. But for today's live, I'm going to tell you, you're not losing at all. Okay. You're not losing. Not your fears, your doubts, your worries, ego, all of the stuff that you've been told. You are not losing. All right. And why? Because you're on a journey. A soul's journey. Some people tell me, 𝐿, how do I end this journey? Like, I don't want to be on this journey. Well, we didn't choose this journey, okay? You know, how many of you chose this journey? Maybe someone out here was like, I want my twin flame the moment you found out. I want to be on this twin flame journey, right? I know for most of us, we didn't ask for it. It found us at a time it was ready to find us, okay? And I'm going to take a sip of my water. My throat's getting dry. And if you're anything like me, you're like, how do I escape this? I don't want to. But then you see the signs, the synchronicities, the dreams, the messages, and everything. And the universe telling you, come back. And why would the universe do that? Okay. Definitely feel free to comment. Why would the universe say to come back? Because it's your moment, because you are a part of a larger shift. All right. You are a part of something major happening here. Changes in the collective. The old way of doing things is falling away, and you've been chosen to walk that path. And not a lot of people have. And there's a reason why a lot of people aren't chosen. And it's because, we're doing some of the work for them. We're doing some of the work for them, or they may continue in the next lifetime or a lifetime after that or anything like this. But right now, you're chosen. Your ancestors are rooting for you, all of this, because there were so many years of hardship, of whatever it may be. And now you're here. And you're here, okay? And those patterns that didn't resonate, you're like, enough is enough. Enough of like the disrespect. Enough of, and I'm talking about from previous folks, feeling that disrespect, feeling the abandonment, feeling rejected by them, and all of this kind of stuff, and all those that you inherited, okay? And before you knew about a healing journey, perhaps it was your story. And you didn't realize a lot of what you were going through, the disbelief and that kind of stuff, was not yours. It was never yours. It wasn't even theirs either. It was passed down from people before them, but they didn't know that. And you know that, okay? And so that's what's happening. You're on this journey. And in order for you to get to the image that I showed you earlier, an old version, hi Antonica, an older version of you must go. Okay, I'm going to repeat that, and I'll even go back to that slide for a little bit. So excuse me if you've seen the slide already and you're seeing it again. All right, and so this was the slide. This is you, the life you want. Your journey is going there. There is no stopping it. All those people that tell you the fear is stopping it, your worries is stopping it, it's getting in the way. And so you're telling yourself, I can't have fear. Oh my goodness, if I have fear, I'm going to manifest it. I can't have limiting beliefs. I can't have ego. I can't be an ego. So I have to ignore everything the ego is telling me. And so if you're like 𝐿, but your older teaching had said something different, if it did, I always trusted that the messages I received to deliver to you is accurate and is what you need. Okay. So during those times when you're fighting what's really going on inside with this person inside of you who's like, I don't know, life is so hard, I can't see anything else. It was never meant for you to fight that, ever. And the experience that you're having, the disbelief, is not keeping you from getting the life your soul wants. Well, what your soul knows, what you want, what you feel from a soul level, it's not doing any of that. Okay. So what is it actually doing? Like I mentioned, you're losing the old version of yourself and becoming who you've been. In order for you to reach where your soul is taking you and it's guiding you, it can't get there with all these limiting beliefs and the worries and fears and the things that the ego is saying. It cannot, these things just cannot be there. You want a loving relationship with a partner who truly, genuinely cares about you and is there for your emotions and your pain and everything. And you no longer have to hide the fear of opening up, the fear of expressing yourself, and the fear of connecting and letting the person in can't be there. Okay. And so when you're experiencing connection with the person, when your person returns, perhaps maybe during the time you were together, fear came up and worries and anxiety and all this kind of stuff. And the whole time you might have thought that was it, that was happening. I'm afraid it's not going to work out. They're going to choose someone. But at the time, you didn't know it was meant for you to look into them. Okay? The only way you can really move from that space, which your soul is trying to let happen, is to go into the fear, the limiting belief, to be there for it, to be there for you. Okay? We are taught not to be there for ourselves. Why? Because it was demonstrated. Our caretakers will say things like, oh no, it's my way, everything's my way, or nothing else. You need to listen to the things that I say. We're taught to ignore ourselves and to put ourselves at a distance. And then when this connection finds us, we expect the person to connect with us when we haven't connected with ourselves. Okay? It's time for you to really connect with yourself. Your fear is calling you. Your pain is calling, your ego is calling. All of this is calling for your attention. I like to look at it like this is your inner person, your inner child. This is why I mainly do inner child healing, because everything you feel, I want you to really hear that, okay? Everything you feel is valid. From this point forward, let go of judging your feelings. Let go of judging your feelings, because this person within you who's holding back, not holding back, who it makes it seem like you're being held back from what's unfolding, is saying, I'm terrified, I'm afraid, because they've been feeling afraid for a really long time. Those experiences when you were younger were fearful. If you went through that, if you had a wonderful childhood, that's great. But you were afraid and you didn't have a way to connect, a way to talk about it, someone to be there for your emotions. That's real. Oh my goodness, that is so real, and it's still there. Okay. And sometimes we look for the person on the outside and say, be there for my emotions, show me everything, and all this kind of stuff, because I need someone to fulfill that. That's your inner person. This whole time has needed someone to be there. Okay. Has needed that. And it's a valid feeling. So are you prepared to be there for this person inside who's saying nothing's working? Money's not here. They're not here. The relationship is not here. I'm feeling lonely. I need love. I need attention. All this kind of stuff rises to surface because it's been inside of you. And there's no way it's going to go anywhere. You can ignore it all you want. It's not going to go anywhere, because what is happening is while you're on your ascension path and all these limiting beliefs and fears that your inner person has been holding on to, your inner being, your subconscious mind has been holding on to, is surfacing, and it's literally saying this, right? Knock, knock. You're like, okay, I have a feeling about something. I'm just going to ignore it. All right. Knock, knock. You're like, wait a second, that feeling came up again. I thought I resolved this, right? And then it gets loud and you're triggered and you're angry. Why? Because on your ascension path, it's saying this no longer resonates with you. Okay? It's time for you to release this. It is time for you to release this. Okay? And so you're not losing. You're not losing. The first time I experienced this, it was amazing, right? So I'm manifesting money. Everything was going great. If you've been manifesting and there was a time you're like, money came in, everything worked out well, and I had no money issues, and then all of a sudden it stopped. Every technique you've done has stopped. Everything. It's in, and you're like, I don't understand. Why is it not working? If that's you, if that has happened, it is a part of your journey. Okay? It's a part of your journey. The twin flame journey, spiritual journey, however you want to look at it, right? Because these fears, these limiting beliefs are inside of you, and they're not going to be there when you reach where you're going. They're not. Okay. So 2 times I remember saying, Universe, you know what? I don't feel safe because I don't know where the money's coming from. I have to be honest with myself. So there was that. And also twin flame connection. This is for you too, okay? If you're like, forget that person, they did me wrong, all of this kind of stuff, right? It's not meant for you to ignore that one either. One of the, you might be like, what is she? It's not meant for you to ignore that. You felt a certain way. Something had happened. Something had happened. It triggered you and it's showing you something inside of yourself. But we take that anger on that person. It's them, it's them, it's them. No, it's not. Matter of fact, if you or your twin flame knew how to do things differently, you would have done things differently. If you are aware of the trauma and the pain that you're experiencing, the limiting beliefs, the things that have been keeping you from feeling safe in yourself, in this world, in connection, if you were aware of these, you would have done things differently. That's why I don't believe in pointing the finger at anybody. I believe in looking at the self. Okay, what happened with me? How did I contribute to this? Because sometimes when we feel like it's them, we were triggered. We said some things that were mean and hurtful, right? Okay. And they reacted. Or even if they say something, which is a mirror, by the way, there's a big part of this is a mirror. I want to explain this on your ascension path here, where your twin flame is a part of that ascension. So this person, your twin flame or a divine counterpart, we can use different words because some for some folks, you're aware that there's a divine connection. Okay, wherever your journey is taking you, I honor that. I honor that space. Okay. And so this person serves as a mirror for what is not in alignment with where you're going. With that wonderful relationship, lots of money, all of this kind of stuff, they reflect that to you so you can see you. So a whole lot of this journey is a mirror of you, so you can really look into those things that aren't, like I said, is not a part of that beautiful connection you want, the lots of money you want to have, and all of this kind of stuff. They're reflecting it. But when we attach relationship to this, we complicate things. This isn't a journey of the mind, okay? That's the mind. It needs to look like this. It needs to happen in this time. It needs to, and we do this with people and with money. And when we do that, we put a whole lot of pressure because it's coming from the mind and it's not from your soul. It's not a soul connection there, where you're putting demands, you're having control and expectations, and it looks like the thing's not showing up, and now you're mad and you're putting even more demands and more expectation and all of this kind. Oh, high vibe frequency, yay. And so you put all of this, and then it's the same thing after the same thing. That's what relationship does. It needs to look like this, right? That's what looking in the physical and saying, oh my goodness, look at my bank account. Oh my goodness, look what they're doing. I can't believe they did this again, and all this kind of stuff. It keeps us in a loop, and you stay there in that reality. Okay? So this isn't about that. You're on an ascension path. You have an awareness. Okay? This is golden. This is beautiful. You have the opportunity to change what is being shown to you. Instead of ignoring everything, ignoring your intuition, your feelings, and all of this kind of stuff, you have the opportunity to utilize them. Okay? Connect with your feelings and navigate this way instead. This is soul alignment. And I get it. For some of us, we're like, I don't know how to align with soul because the ego won't stop talking. It's so loud. Like it feels like it's failing and things like those. Okay. Don't push it away. Do not push that away. I want you to remember your soul is taking you to where you need to go, and everything's being released. When we say, I can't look at that, I have to ignore it, it's not releasing. Okay? This is what's happening. You are not losing. All right. And let me see what else here. And if you have any questions, feel free to drop them in. All right. So the mind says, all this can't be true. That's the mind. Okay. If you do anything with the mind, it's going to feel like you're blocked. It's going to feel like nothing's moving. All of this kind of stuff, right? That's what the mind does. And what is the mind? The mind is ego. It's, what else is the mind? Subconscious mind, your inner child throwing a tantrum. All of this is the mind. The moment it feels like nothing's working, that person inside of you is like, I knew it. I knew it's going to happen again. I can't. All of this comes up, right? I am hearing it's also your environment. It's also the people around you. It's other people's energy that's influencing yours. Ha, bet you didn't know that. Sometimes the fears and the worries that you're having comes from those around you and stuff like that. Okay, that's a whole nother video in itself. But I will share with you, if your relationship, if you're struggling in that relationship department, you're struggling with money coming in, you may be surrounded by people who share those struggles. And it feels like that their belief is yours. Like energy, like you can't lie about energy. You can't run from it. Energy is really powerful. And so when we don't pay attention to these things, their belief becomes ours. This is one of the reasons I strongly recommend that you're cleansing your energy regularly. Okay? This isn't like just some kind of woo-woo stuff that just makes no sense. Yeah, it makes sense. It makes sense. Why? Because this is, let me know if you're keeping up, because this topic is starting to wander, right? We have the laws of the universe and we can't get away from them. Nope, we can't. When we gossip about people, when other people are gossiping about us, we're creating realities. If there is someone out there who's like, I don't believe in you, no, you're a failure. You pick up on this energy like, I'm failing. Oh my goodness, I'm failing. And you believe it's you. You're here thinking, you're absorbing all of this stuff and thinking, that all this is just you alone. Cleanse your energy. Okay? Because, I want to say they're coming from a good place in themselves. They're coming from a good place. And if it's coming from love. Now, I get it. There are some folks that you're around who don't want to see the best in you. I connect with a lot of people and they tell me, it's apparent and they want that better connection and it doesn't seem like it's going to happen. Okay. Again, they're operating from what they know. Unfortunately, whatever is being said can be manifested in your reality. So if you're struggling with money, this is one place I recommend that you do, is to cleanse your energy. Okay. You're connecting with the one inside of you who's saying, it's failing, I'm not worthy, and all this kind of stuff. And you're cleansing whatever energy you're picking up around you. Okay. Because your soul's taking you there. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter, like the things that are surfacing and all of this kind of stuff. They're meant for you to look into them, not to hide and run from them. All right. And all right. So hold on. So quiet your mind. It's very important that you're quieting the mind so you can hear your soul's whisper. Okay. I get it. People are like, I can't hear my intuition. I don't know what this is. It is so important for me to bring this up to you right now, because when you're taking the information online, all right, if this is a lot of information from you, come back and watch this again, okay? You're like, oh my goodness, I didn't know all this stuff, right? Or maybe you did. All right, you're looking at twin flame information online. If this is you, if you graduated from this, awesome. You're listening to, and I don't have anything against psychics, I really don't. I believe we're all, I'm psychic myself, a psychic medium. We're all on this journey to spread a message. If I receive a message, it's meant for you, it gets delivered to you, okay? I don't look for it, but if it comes to me, it gets delivered to you. That's a part of our role. People are called to do this as their life purpose. But when you're constantly searching online for answers, you're searching for psychics and all this kind of stuff, you're not hearing your soul. You're not. One of the first things I do with clients, all right, first session, I'm like, all right, we're going to take away all this stuff outside. And if you follow information, because, you know, someone like me, I love to learn. I just love to learn. Take what resonates with you. Don't take the rest of the stuff. Your soul knows. Your soul is like, oh, that's what that is, you know? And even the psychic reading that you're not looking for, that finds its way to you, it was meant to find its way to you, okay? And a lot of times it's what you already know. And like, how else can you say, oh, that's a brilliant reading? Oh, that works really well. It's because you already know it. That's why you can say that. Okay. Unless they're reading the future, then the future happens. We can go on and on about this because there is a law of assumption and things like those. But you want to quiet your mind so you can hear your soul. It's guiding you. It's saying that connection, that the money you want, I'm going to take you there. Okay. Where I come in is when you can't trust it. You're like, I've tried everything. I'm in this pain. This pain won't go away. I have no idea how to believe in myself. I don't know how to believe what my intuition is telling me. I'm terrified. Or maybe you're not terrified. You're just like, I want to get there, but I just simply don't know how to do that. Okay? We connect and get you back on track with what your soul is guiding you. You know, you might be like, I didn't ask for any of this. Yes, you did. Yes, you did. There was somewhere where you were like, I can't take this anymore. This awful relationship. I want a good relationship. I want a connection where someone is here for me and can hear me. Remember when you were saying that? There was a time when you said, I want more money. Like, I can't see the money. I want it. And so, boom, this journey finds you. And your soul says, all right, let's go. You just activated this. And then it feels like everything's falling apart. You're like, I didn't ask for this. Yeah. You know, if you look at the information online that says, it's easy peasy and everything is just great and you're feeling really good, that might be for marketing purposes. Okay. I will tell you right now, that's for marketing purpose. Some people ask me, 𝐿, does it get better? Does it improve? Yes, it does. The thing with the mind doesn't believe it and will try to hold you back sometimes from what your soul is letting you know. Okay? That's the only thing there. And when you're wrestling with your mind versus your soul, it's your mind versus your soul, and the mind is taking over, it will feel like you're struggling. If you feel like you're going through a whole lot of struggles right now, it's because your mind is running the show. Your inner person who's been feeling pain for so long is holding on to things and isn't trying to let it go. You know, one of the things, if you are a business person, one of the things that happens on this journey is to take certain actions, take some necessary steps. And there's a part of you that says, I don't know if I can do that yet. I don't feel confident. Or maybe you believe you're taking those steps, but you're not getting results because in actuality, you're not really taking those steps. Okay? This is the mind seeking to protect you because it doesn't know. You may have heard of the mind. The mind doesn't know, doesn't like the unknown. But is it unknown? If your soul's telling you, is it really unknown? So the mind says, I don't know how to believe that because I can't really see it. Like I hear the soul says, this is the end result. Life is going to be amazing. This partner is going to treat you so well, and you're going to be flooded with money. And the mind says, well, I can't see it. So therefore, I'm just going to keep you protected and make sure you're not listening to yourself and you're not doing any of that. Okay? It's not your fault. Get out of blaming yourself. And if anyone says, well, if you know better, then why didn't you do it? Forget them too. Okay? Because it's a part of you that's calling for your attention and your love, your acceptance, and whatever it may be, so that it begins to transcend. Okay? So that's being released. So you can hear your soul's whisper. Okay? All right, and follow the inner guidance. Super important. So again, with me, this is the work that I do. You'll discover what to do when you're feeling triggered. A big part of this journey is being triggered. Okay, that person's going to trigger you. The bank account is going to trigger you. You'll also recognize ego in you and them, so you can live peacefully and build a soul level connection with the person created for you, even while you're experiencing fear. All right. One of the things you don't hear about on this journey is that you can experience connection even while you're afraid. This journey is going to tell you, I mean, the folks out there, everybody else is going to tell you can't have fear if fear-based energy. And so, there was a time like I'm telling you, that whole fear-based thing, hopefully it has died down. I don't see much of it coming up on when I'm in YouTube, when I'm browsing and all this kind of stuff. I don't see it. I don't know if it's still out there, where there was this whole thing around fear-based energy. And it had everybody feeling afraid of fear-based energy. And so people would tell me, I'm afraid of pushing my twin flame away. I'm afraid of pushing money away. Okay? That's what I would hear. They were afraid of the fear. I have this fear. Oh my goodness, like the fear is there. I need to get rid of this fear. Well, if you have fear, like I said, it does get manifested. And I'm not saying to scare you. I'm saying it so you can start to look at it and stop pretending it's not there. Why are you feeling afraid? Okay? Why are you feeling afraid? It's trying to tell you something. Whatever message is trying to tell you, you can't get to that message if you're ignoring it. So why are you feeling afraid? So it could be relationships don't feel safe for me. I don't feel worthy. I don't feel like they're going to choose me. Okay, so why? Okay, it's meant for you to explore it and connect with it and figure out what's really going on. And there's only one way you can do that, and it's if you connect with the fear that's trying to talk to you. Okay, that's the healing there. And when you do that, guess who mirrors that? This gets lost in translation. This whole thing of you got to hide your fear and expect them to connect with you in a peaceful, wonderful way. But we're partly human and we have fear, and that's a normal part of life. And they have fear too. And yes, a lot of it is a mirror as well. And so you connect with that fear. They mirror, this person mirrors that connection with the fear that's in you. And how wonderful that feels when you have a partner who connects with you, with your emotions, rather than running away from it. So if you've experienced where you open up and they ran from it, it's because you hadn't made that connection yet, because you were still running from whatever was being said to you from inside, right? And they can only show you what's going on within you. Okay, I had to increase my light here. This journey is not about wearing a mask and pretending you're okay. Let's get away from that. Who wants to walk around with a mask like all day? You're like, I feel miserable. I feel miserable. I can't tell anyone. I can't tell the people I'm connected with. I feel miserable. And that misery grows and grows, and it feels like everything's falling apart. And who wants that? Or do you want the ability to say, hey, I'm not feeling okay? I'm really not. And I'm going through some things right now. And they're there for you. Okay? That's the journey. And so here is a comment: while in separation, focus on healing, not just holding out. The pain from being separated is what needs to be healed. Yeah, the pain of being separated. And you can comment, let me know. What I've noticed is that pain is connected with obsessive thoughts, mostly with that. Yes, it's connected with fear. Obsessive thoughts, number one, I want them. I'm longing for this person. I really want to have this person. Or it goes the other way too. The obsessive thoughts can say, go away. Oh my goodness, I don't want them here. This is the one running from the connection. They're having obsessive thoughts too, okay? Don't think it's the divine feminines, okay? Masculines too, or anybody. Let's remove the label. The obsessive thinking either runs towards the connection or runs away from the connection. Okay? And there is an energy in the connection that comes up too. There's an energy that's really strong, and it keeps you towards this person. And some of that obsession is from that one too, or longing. Some people call it longing. They're like, how do I end this longing? It's a part of the journey, because it's showing you whatever is coming through the obsessive thoughts and longing, whether it's feeling unchosen, feeling undesired, feeling like they don't care. They don't care, like nobody cares about me kind of thing, right? Have you gone through that? I certainly have. There's no one that cares about me, which is not true. But that's the inner voice that's been there saying that. And so all this pain comes up because it's been in you. It's been in your emotional body. It's been saying, hello, I'm here now. Okay, you hid me, or you tried to with the previous connection, the ex that you want to forget about, that I bring up sometimes. You tried to run from it, but when this connection finds you, it amplifies it. And it says, I know the way I said it amplifies, you might go, oh, okay. And you're like, this pain is too much. I'm here for that. Because that's how deep that pain has been in you. And we connect it with the person and say, they created that. No, they didn't. It was in you. And there are situations that happen in your connection. You look at them and you're like, oh man, they did that stuff again. Now I'm in pain. Yes, because you need to look at it. All right. So it's going to surface again until you decide you're going to give it attention and work through it. Okay. I'm here for it. The deeper the pain, I'm just totally here for it. Okay. Because it has needed your attention. All right. So I love that you brought that up. And the pain of feeling separated, there's a reason why pain is there on this journey. Money is the same thing. If you're having a lot of pain when it comes to money, money's not here. I'm in survival mode. I get money. It runs from my hand. It seems like I can't hold on to money. Or if you have a business, how are all these other people super successful and I'm not? That's painful. That's painful. And the pain is real. And the pain is saying, it's talking to you. And it's saying, hey, we have some beliefs here. And in order for you to recognize you have some beliefs in you, it's going to come up as pain. How else would you notice it? If it came up as unicorns and butterflies and everything's feeling great, you might not be aware it's there. So it comes up intensely. Oh, excuse me. It comes up intensely so you can see it. All right. So the next time you're feeling pain, embrace it. I know in that moment, you're like, you're not going to remember 𝐿𝐿. When you're in pain, you're going to be like, 𝐿𝐿 said to embrace it, like, F that right now. I'm not doing this. Right? That might happen. I went through moments with up and coming when I want to say when manifesting stopped because pain was coming up. There was no inner child healing. There were no positive thinking. There wasn't any positive words. I don't care who Neville Goddard was at that time. And Abraham Hicks, nope, she wasn't part of my story. My ego says, I don't want to hear any of that. I'm in pain. And that's all I know right now. Okay? And that's okay. It's calling for you. And it's looking for a way out. I can remember the times when I cried. I was like, oh my goodness, so money. I cried and literally made money the next day. And I was like, universe, I can't keep crying and the money shows up. Like, what is this? Because you weren't meant to hide. You're releasing, If you still want to call it blocks, you can call it blocks. Perhaps sometimes I'll use the word blocks, but you're not blocked. These beliefs are coming out of you that aren't in resonance with that life that you want. You're not failing. And let what's happening inside of you guide you, okay? Okay? And when you love that in you, you love yourself. I mean, all of yourself, in your shadows, everything outside of you reflects that. All right? So I don't see any comment here. Always feel free to ask questions. I am hearing something in terms of union. Lots of people asking, how do I get to union? I will have to say, physical union, by the way, it starts by you connecting with yourself. A lot of people are like, oh, I do energy cleansing, breath work, and all this kind of stuff, but still run from the person that's in here. Still hides and wears a mask. No one's supposed to know what's going on inside of me. I can't speak up. I can't say anything. People pleasing, former people pleaser here, and all this kind of stuff. But yet we want to experience connection when the connection starts inside of us first. And the person comes into your life. The universe does this out of the blue. So don't go looking. Don't look. Stay aligned. And the person comes in and continues to mirror and reflect on your ascension. Okay. You continue that journey onward. All right. So thank you everyone for hopping on. I truly appreciate it. Again, I'll check the comments. Bye.